What if, before the first breath filled Adam's lungs, before Eden bloomed with rivers and gold, before birds ever touched the sky, something else existed? Imagine a world older than humanity, a history buried between the first two verses of your Bible, a forgotten age that most people read past but never questioned. Because Genesis doesn't begin with Adam. It begins with something already there. Listen carefully. Genesis 1:1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." Stop. That verse alone tells us something powerful. Not formed, not shaped, created. The Hebrew word used is bara, which means to create from nothing. So originally, the earth wasn't empty. It wasn't chaotic. It wasn't broken. God does not create chaos. Isaiah 45:18 confirms. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. Did you hear that? Not in vain. But then, Genesis 1:2 says, "And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep." Wait, how did something created perfect become formless? How did light become darkness? How did order become void? The Hebrew for without form and void is tohu wa bohu, meaning waste, desolation, ruin, destruction. That's not creation language. That's judgment language. Something happened. Between verse 1 and verse 2, there is a silence. And inside that silence may be an entire forgotten world. What if Adam was not the beginning of earth, but the restart, the pre-Adamite earth? Jeremiah gives us a strange vision. Jeremiah 4:23. "I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void, and the heavens they had no light." The same exact words used in Genesis 1:2. But Jeremiah wasn't describing creation. He was describing destruction. So why would Genesis use destruction language for the earth before Adam? Unless it had already been judged. Imagine this. Before Adam, before Eden, there may have been another age, a civilization, angelic beings, a kingdom under Lucifer himself. Because Ezekiel 28 tells us something shocking about Satan. It says, "You were in Eden, the garden of God. You were perfect in your ways from the day you were created, till iniquity was found in you." Wait, Satan was in Eden, but Adam hadn't even been created yet. This suggests something terrifying. Lucifer existed before man, and not just existed. He ruled. The first fall. Isaiah 14 says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" Meaning he fell before Adam's story began. Revelation says, "His tail drew a third of the stars of heaven." Stars symbolic of angels. A third of heaven rebelled. That's war. That's catastrophe. That's judgment. What if Genesis 1:2 describes the aftermath of that war? A shattered earth, darkness covering the deep, water flooding everything, almost like a cosmic reset. Not creation, but recreation. And then, God says, "Let there be light." Not creating light for the first time, but restoring it. What if Genesis 1 is not the first beginning, but the second beginning? And Adam was placed into a world that had already known destruction. Music rises, mystery deepens. And that leads to the question, if something existed before Adam, what was it? And why was it erased? Now imagine this. Before humanity, the earth may have belonged to angels. Job 38 gives us a hidden clue. God says, "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth, when the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy?" The sons of God, angels, they were already there, watching Earth's foundation, which means they existed before humanity. But more than that, they were celebrating something. This wasn't an empty rock. It was a kingdom. And who was their leader? Lucifer. Ezekiel 28 describes him. Full of wisdom, perfect in beauty, covered in precious stones, called the anointed cherub. But listen carefully. You walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. That sounds like rulership, authority, dominion. Then it says, till iniquity was found in you. Sin didn't begin on earth with Adam. It began in heaven, with pride. Isaiah records Lucifer's 5 I wills. I will ascend. I will exalt my throne. I will sit on the mount. I will be like the Most High. He wanted God's throne, and heaven went to war. Revelation 12. Michael and his angels fought, and the dragon was cast out. Cast out to where? Earth. What if his fall destroyed the world that existed then? Like a king losing his kingdom. Like rebellion collapsing an empire. The earth could have become a battlefield. A wasteland, covered in deep waters. Dark, silent, dead. Genesis 1:2 may not be the start of creation, but the ruins of a previous one. Why create Adam then? Here's the deep truth. God didn't just create Adam randomly. He created Adam to replace something. Psalm 8 says, "You made him a little lower than the angels, and crowned him with glory and honor. You gave him dominion over the works of your hands." Dominion. That's rulership language. Adam wasn't just a gardener. He was a governor, a king, placed over earth. Perhaps taking the place Lucifer lost. And that explains Satan's hatred. Why tempt Adam? Why corrupt him? Because Adam inherited what Lucifer lost. Authority. So Satan attacked immediately. Because if Adam obeyed God, Satan would lose earth forever. And so the serpent slithered into the garden, not just to trick a man, but to reclaim a throne. Now lean in, because this changes everything. If a world existed before Adam, if angels ruled, if Lucifer fell, if earth was judged, then Adam's story isn't the beginning of war. It's chapter 2, and we are living in the middle of an ancient conflict. Ephesians 6 says, "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness." Those rulers didn't start with humanity. They're leftovers of a rebellion older than time. The devil isn't experimenting. He's experienced. He's ancient. He's been fighting since before Adam's first breath. But here's the good news. Just as Adam replaced Lucifer, Jesus replaced Adam. 1 Corinthians 15. The first Adam became a living soul. The last Adam became a life-giving spirit. Adam failed. Jesus restored. Lucifer lost a kingdom. Adam lost a garden. But Christ regained everything. Colossians 1 says, "By him were all things created, visible and invisible, thrones, dominions, principalities, powers." Meaning, even the unseen world before Adam belongs to Christ. So what existed before Adam? Possibly angels, Lucifer's rulership, a beautiful, ordered earth, then rebellion, then judgment, then destruction. Then God said, "Let there be light." Not the first light, but restoration light. And then he formed man. A new beginning, a second chance, a fresh kingdom. And today, we are living in that restored world. But one day, God will do it again. Revelation 21. Behold, I make all things new. Just like Genesis, because God is the God of restoration. He turns ruins into gardens, chaos into beauty, darkness into light. And maybe, just maybe, the silence between Genesis 1:1 and 1:2 is the greatest forgotten story in history. A world before Adam, a war before humanity, a fall before sin entered Eden. And now, you know. So next time you open Genesis, don't rush past verse 1, because between those two verses may lie the ghost of an ancient world that God erased to make room for you.